Hi everyone, in this lecture we will see the implementation of our static route and default route. This is our topology. We have our LAN 1 having IP address 192.168.10/24 where PC1 is connected with network 10.1/24, 10.2/24 having a default gateway address of 192.168.10.254/24. After that we have our LAN 2 having network 192.168.30.0 connected with PC3 and PC4 having network 30.1/24, 30.2/24, having a default gateway of R2 fast Ethernet 1/1 having network 192.168.30.254/24. Then we have LAN 3 with IP address 192.168.50.0/24 with PC5 having network 50.1/24 and PC6 having network 50.2/24. And here the default gateway address is 192.168.50.254/24. And the intermediate networks are 192.168.20.1 and 40.0. Now, when we talk about the default route, so as we know that default route is when it is like a last option, right? When we don't know where to go. So if you see here, when 10 wants to communicate, so it is the only one opening or only one traffic place he can go, right? Here, as you can see. So here we will do the default routing. So we'll use the IP route. We'll use the command IP route 0.0.0.0 with subnet mask 0.0.0.0. And now the next hop for this is 192.168.20.2 here. As if this LAN wants to communicate, the only way is this way. So the next hop for this will be 10.2/24. 192.168.10.2, only this. And similarly here, if you see, if 192.168.50.0, this particular LAN wants to communicate with this side of the network, the next hop will be 192.168.40.2. So we will configure it by IP route 0.0.0 having subnet mask 0.0.0, and then the next hop for this is 192.168.40.2. Okay, so this was for our default route. Now comes the static route. If you see here R2, it is working like a brain. It is in the mid of the conjunction, right? So here we will do the static routing, because here it was very clear that 10.0 has no way, so he'll use this. As 50.0 has no way, he'll use this. But for R2, we have uh, we have a different scenario here. Let's suppose if 10 wants to communicate, if let's suppose 10 wants to communicate, so it is different. If 50 wants to communicate, it's different, right? Yes. So for R2, the static routing we'll do is we'll use IP route 192.168.10.0 if somebody wants to communicate to 10.0. Okay, then after that we will use the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the next hop for that is 192.168.20.1, right? So here for this R2, the static route is for this particular network. For this we will use this particular, that is 192.168.20.1, right? Yes. And now for our network 192.168.50 network, we will use 192.168.10.3, this hop. So when we route this by our static route, we will use the command iproute 192.168.50.0 with its subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and for the next hop for this is 192.168.40.3. And now comes the routing for this particular LAN 2 192.168.30.0. As it is directly connected, we will not do any static routing or any default routing as it is directly connected. So this was it for the concept of default routing and static routing. I hope you enjoy the implementation. See you in the next one.